Thank you. So many of us in this room tonight would not be here. We would not be where we are in our lives and in our businesses if it weren't for Michael Burcham. I mean, I think you could be blindfolded and walk 5 steps in any direction in this room and run into people who absolutely owe their success to Michael Burcham. I tried to find a song that would convey the sentiment I feel for this man and that we feel for this man. And I had to go all the way back to 1967 and the film To Sir with Love. This is an incredible film and theme song about a teacher who changed the lives of his students in such a profound way. And they were saying to him, how do we thank you for all that you've brought to us? And they said, if we could, we would write across the sky in letters that would soar 1,000 feet high to Sir with love. And for us, it's to Michael with love. And it is my greatest honor to be able to induct into the 2024 Hall of Fame my friend, my mentor, and my brother, Dr. Michael Burcham.
Thank you. Thank you. I may not look like it at this moment, but deep inside, I'm still a poor boy that grew up on a rural Mississippi farm. I spent most of my childhood living with my grandmother, who had survived TB, labored in the fields, made my clothes, and canned our food. The daily work and the shared responsibility of keeping a small, dusty farm working while she survived on Medicaid gave me not only an overwhelming sense at times, but a massive work ethic. I knew I had the drive to do more. I never dreamed a moment like this was possible. Growing up, I just wanted to be able to have a life that wasn't about surviving. Mentors saved me. My high school science teacher, Barbara Beard, invested in me. She instilled a thirst for learning and illuminated a pathway that put me into healthcare. The high school band director, Tony Lockhart, took the time after school to teach a farm kid how to play a French horn. Why the French horn? Because nobody else in high school wanted to play that damn instrument. But he said it would assure me a music scholarship to college, and he was right. So that and the Army funded me to get to college. Years later, it was mentors of a different sort that saved me. 2 in particular, Sam Moody and Dr. Thomas Frist Sr., gave me my first big break at HCA. I was given the opportunity there to lead our partnerships with health insurers. They trusted me, and that opportunity put me in the room with CEOs and healthcare decision makers across the country. 8 years later, it was 2 other mentors, Walter Channing of Channing Weinberg out of New York, and Ted McCartney, the founding partner of the Rockefeller Investment Fund, Venrock, that believed in me and invested in me after I had exhausted every option for funding in Nashville. With their help, I was able to launch out of HCA and do my first startup. And with 3 more to follow, the list of mentors goes on and on. Long story short, I'm standing here because these individuals helped a wide-eyed, determined farm kid to have a shot at his American dream. When the waters receded after the 1,000-year flood that changed our city so much in 2010, something rose up in me that said, it was time for me to change course. It was time to do something bigger than simply creating another company. I wanted to help move Nashville forward. I knew I was only here because of the mentors who had sent the elevator back down for me. It was my turn to send the elevator down for someone else. We launched the EC at First Avenue on Lower Broad after Sam and I cleaned out the mud and the smells of the Cumberland. We borrowed Wi-Fi from across the street from the Hard Rock, and Tom Foster, who owned IDS at the time, opened his used furniture warehouse so we could furnish the space at no cost. Sam Lingo, Clay Jackson, John Murdoch, and Marty Craighead helped me get that first EC off the ground, and we began raising capital for what would be the permanent home while we were mentoring startups. That first week, Jason Moore, founder of Stratasan, and who's with me here tonight, was the first startup entrepreneur to step forward for support, and I knew immediately the dream was starting to take shape. This early team was joined by David Pack, Jared Marquette, Brenda Phillips, Robbie Goldsmith, Stacy Palicki, and we now had the Entrepreneur Center Dream Team, a team that would breathe life into 41 Peabody, and I'm so grateful they're all here tonight. I've been able to start and sell 3 companies in my life. But people, that's not what has given me the greatest joy. What brings me deep joy is seeing this room tonight. The stories of success, the excitement I feel as we lift one another up, and the fire in all of our bellies that will guide us tomorrow when we get back at it on the grinding and the brutal, what I call glass-chewing journey of the entrepreneur. This is definitely my It's a Wonderful Life moment, and I can't thank you enough for that. I especially want to thank Janet Miller, former Mayor Carl Dean, Mike Smerling, former Mayor Megan Barry, Bobby Frist, former Governor Phil Bredesen, the late Clayton McWhirter, Steve Case, and that founding board of directors who followed me into the abyss when I told them we were going to rehab 41 Peabody. Thank you to my brother for joining me tonight, my daughter Lauren, who grew up with the challenges and the occasional reward of having an entrepreneurial father, and my spouse and source of constant support, Hal Cato. Finally, I want to dedicate this recognition to all the mentors in the room, to Sherry, Turner Nash, Beth Chase, Linda Roberbeck, Matt Charette, Wanda Lyles, and the list goes on. And a special thanks to my lifelong friend and mentor, David Furs, who's with me, who not only designed our EC Mentor Program, but gave thousands of hours to coach and mentor startups over a 5-year period. And to all of you other mentors in the room who've given their time and resources, this is for you. Finally, my challenge to all of you winners tonight, think about who will be thanking you in 5, 10, or 20 years. How are you going to pay it forward? What are the gifts you have to pass on to the next Michael Burcham? Because if I've learned anything on this journey, it's that what matters most in life is more than winning for ourselves. What really matters is helping others win too, even if it means slowing down and sometimes changing course. Thank you all.
Congratulations, Dr. Burcham, and thank you.